how to use it and how we all are dealing with it today. My
We'll
name is
try our best.
Michelle. Sorry?
We'll try our best to explain what Salesforce is.
Right. My name is Michelle. I'm going to be sort of guiding through the conversation today. It's be pretty informal. Ahmed, would you like to take a moment to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Ahmed Kaya. Right now, I live in Spain. Almost 4 years being here. And last 1 year, I'm working as a Salesforce developer. But before that, almost 16 years, I was working as a teacher in different international schools in different countries. But then I decided to change my career. Then I came across with the Salesforce. Then all of a sudden, after completing my course, I become a Salesforce developer. And here you are. I'm working as a developer right now.
Excellent, excellent. Actually, I'm from IT background, but I studied computer network administrator, and I've been in the United States for 25 years. What I do right now is I'm one of the instructors in Vice Coder, and I teach Salesforce administrator. And we just finished one of our, batches, and we're excited to start a new batch, and hopefully we'll actually teach. We'll get everybody on board with Salesforce, and they can become Salesforce developer because. I actually started as inside the Salesforce market a couple of years ago. I was working for a company that actually was looking for a CRM solution to fix their problems, and I came up with Salesforce after my deep research, and I actually taught myself how to use Salesforce a couple of years ago. But then I figured that I have to join a boot camp. I can't do this just from YouTube videos. So I joined the boot camp. I got my certificate, and working as a instructor in Vice Coder actually now is very fun, and I can tell you that it's a great place to learn Salesforce. So maybe if you have any other questions about Salesforce, we can answer them right now. But for now, this is me. This is my introduction.
Awesome. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, being a teacher, I find you were a teacher before. That's quite a change, right? From teaching students in different classrooms to going into Salesforce or IT. A little bit about myself. I've been in technology or telecommunications for almost 2 decades now.
It's very strange. Huh? Yeah. You're right. Honestly, during a teaching, only I was using computer. But I didn't have any idea about writing any single line of coding. It is really different, we can say, the world. One is IT, one is education. But once you come to know what is IT, especially the Salesforce, you will think, oh, it's almost the same thing. Like you will be just speaking and then writing something. You don't need to be a kind of a person, a kind of technician or engineer or something. Really, from outside, it looks very different. But when you go in, you will feel very ease. Then you will see, yeah, everyone can do this work.
So why did you switch from teaching into IT? What made you decide to switch over?
Yeah, there were some outsider problems or reasons, but main thing, the IT right now, when you see the world is really going into IT, the technology, information, and our life is day by day merging more with the technology, and then with the and from one side, the human being is planning to land on the Mars. Daily, our life is becoming more interact with the technology. Then in the IT world, definitely the opportunities are widening and widening. The job opportunities definitely uncomparably the income of IT work is also higher than the teaching. We can say, yeah, that is really a big difference. So one, we can say, reap the opportunities of finding new job and having good salary, a good income. And these are the basic things that it guided me to come into the IT.
Yeah,
I don't know for Mr. Birol, so what he says.
Yeah.
Talking about good income, actually, if you look, you'll see that the income actually is, I can't speak on behalf of the United States, maybe, because the United States actually is very blessed with this opportunity, because there's a ton of opportunities in Salesforce market. If you're a developer in the United States, salaries are really nice. I mean, especially if you're not coming from IT background, and Salesforce is a great way to get inside the IT sector. So information technology has never been easier to get inside, because you would need 4 or 5 years of education normally to get inside IT. But with Salesforce, you can become a developer very easily. Because it's very, I mean, if you start with writing programs without writing any code, basically, when you become a Salesforce administrator, and then after that, with little by little, you start learning how to code. And after that, after 6 months of a course, you can become a developer, which is great, which is actually going to get you over 6-figure incomes.
Yeah, that's quite impressive, because normally there's a lot of certifications, a lot of years of work that go in to even get your foot in the door into IT and technology. And so it's really great to have a boot camp style, like 6 or 7 months to be able to commit just that short period of time to learn something, and then be able to walk into a workforce is quite miraculous. Now that was not an option in the past.
Yeah, I can say example, in university, I studied for 5 years to get my career, and I worked 16 years. But in this last 1 year, I start earning more than how I was earning in last 16 years. The changes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And
that's exciting and sad at the same time.
Salesforce changed a lot of people's lives very quickly too. Like I said, I taught myself, and then I actually joined the boot camp, and then I was able to learn very easily. Even though I'm from IT background, I'm a little bit, I cannot speak on behalf of a lot of people. I understand that, but I've seen many people like stay-at-home moms. I saw carpenters. I saw teachers. Getting inside this sector very easily, because like I mentioned, that you can, it's very easy to use software. And can we talk about what Salesforce does and what Salesforce is? Actually, a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Salesforce is a CRM company, and CRM is a cloud CRM company. CRM stands for customer service resolution. We keep customer information inside this software where you can access it anywhere. That's why you call it cloud. So you can access CRM anywhere in the world, and that's going to keep all your interactions with the customers. And why is that good for companies? Because then they can find out if there is any problems in their sales process, or if there's any problems with their service departments, or if there's a problem with marketing, like how they're marketing their products. They can find out the problem and then find a solution to that problem very easily, because all your interactions are kept inside this CRM program. And when Salesforce first started, it was back in 1999, and you needed a software to install on your computer back then. So cloud CRM was not something very common. It was unheard of back then. So when they started this revolution, this actually movement, they started with the no software, but then they had to change it because the companies demanded customization. So they needed to allow people to customize it to their needs. So they had to, they allowed people to write codes inside Salesforce. And that's how we are able to manipulate the front end, the back end a little bit, so we can fit our customers' needs, whoever we work for after 6-7 months. So we are going to be able to do that after only 7 months, like I said. So
I think what is good with the Salesforce, it is providing different opportunities for the different marketing. For example, for the sales, for the customer or marketing, it gives alternate packages for the business people. So then easily they can adapt their business with the Salesforce for the for selling easy and wider environment. And it is definitely is a cloud, and it is reducing the expense of the companies also maintaining their hardwares or the engineers, each and everything continuously. It's a kind of from security to maintenance, it is reducing the expense of the companies. So most of the companies are trying to get rid of these responsibilities for handling. And so when they look at the market, they can easily see number one is the Salesforce. Then they go for that.
Yeah, absolutely. The customer relationship
Yeah.
management from entering their information as a cold contact of who to communicate with through the sales process, and like you mentioned, customized sales packages, like what services might fit that particular customer, and being able to manage them from all angles of the business from one cloud service platform is it's very intuitive for each customer. It's very innovative for where everyone's moving forward, whether you have a small company or a large bank or a big enterprise. That service is going to be very customizable and allow everybody to use it. So that's really beneficial to any organization. And that creates opportunities, right, for people to start developing, administrating, and being on the analytics side for Salesforce. And even though it's been since 1999, right, as you mentioned, they've been around for a while. It's really just started taking off, I think, in the last few years as far as overall popularity, right, on who's just how many businesses they're servicing, how many people are becoming certified to do this. And there are companies that have had IT professionals forever, decades worth, that aren't certified in Salesforce. So the opportunities are so plentiful right now for people that want to go put that 6-7 month commitment in, and then have an opportunity to go walk into a role or into an organization that maybe they don't have a background with, but they do have the Salesforce administration or developing experience and certifications. And next thing you know, you're on a whole new career path than wherever you've been before for a whole new industry. And it was a very short commitment in time. So that's really eye-opening for me and others that may be in transitioning periods in their career, or maybe just looking for other opportunities, to know that Salesforce is available. Maybe if we have a moment to show sort of what it looks like inside, or from which perspective, whether it be a development perspective or administration, maybe we could share. I think Burrell had some information that he can share with us so we can look at it.
I love to. And also going back to what you were saying, how much investment you want to make on yourself. This is actually about investing on yourself. And the IT sector is actually growing exponentially. You're going to be behind if you don't take action right now. So you want to invest in yourself so you can actually benefit 4 or 5 years from now, and you won't look back and say, I wish I got my education in the IT sector, because you don't want to say I wish. You want to do it right now. So let me show you how easy it is to navigate around Salesforce, how easy it is to do things behind the scenes. So let me just show my screen real quick. Let's start with the front. Can someone, let me see. Okay, now you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, we can see.
Yes.
Okay. As you can see, this is the home screen of Sales Cloud. And Salesforce has many clouds. 3 of the most popular ones are sales, service, and marketing. There are three parts of the sales process. There's the marketing part where you're actually marketing the product, so you can lure people in, you can ask them, make sure that they buy your products, and then after they buy your products, that's the sales cloud that takes care of that part. And if they're having issues, if there are any requests or suggestions coming from the end users, and there's a service cloud. So there is a reason why they have three different clouds. There's more clouds, but then these are the most popular ones. So I'm looking at the sales cloud, the front end, the homepage, which I customized. And this doesn't have to look like this for you. I could actually customize it however I want, depending on the company's requirements. Of course, I have my graphs, different style of graphs. I can make this visible for any type of user, or if the CEO of the company wants to see another metric, I can show them that metric depending on what they're interested in. I'm looking at these. I can see my calendar in here. I can see my tasks and the key deal opportunities, all of that. Talking about opportunities, since I'm in the Sales Cloud, there is the opportunity object where you can keep track of all your opportunities. So these are some of the opportunities, which some of them are closed lost, some of them are closed won, and some of them I'm in process. Like this one, we just started dealing with this customer, and I can keep record of my interaction with this customer by logging a call, creating a new event, and sending an email. All of my emails will be sent from Salesforce, so I can somebody else can come in and find out what happened with this opportunity. Why isn't this closing yet? Things like that. This is very important for company owners to see what happened, and what's going to happen in the future, because you can create an event also, like I said, and we keep track of the accounts, leads, and we even have artificial intelligence built into Salesforce where you can forecast some of these deals, and you can find out if some deals are going to close, if it's likely or not likely. You don't have to spend so much time in certain opportunities, because if the AI is saying that it's 10% or 20% likely that this is going to close, you can move on to another opportunity. So this is actually Sales Cloud. Let me show you what the backend looks like real quick. And in order to go to the backend, all I have to do is this. I just have to go to setup. And this is what the backend looks like. It doesn't seem like very scary, right? This is very easy to use. You have my administration platform tools. I got my home page here, and I can do a lot of the things that I'm able to do with any of, like, if you know how to use Facebook, how to manage your Facebook page, then you can learn how to use the Salesforce backend. It's very easy. And let me show you how you can write a program without writing any codes. This is very cool, because Salesforce has something called Salesforce Cloud, Salesforce Flow, and this is how it looks. I got my elements on the left, I got my elements on the canvas, and this is actually flowing like water. And after some of these steps are, you can interact with these steps. After everything is completed, you create a case. Without having to write any codes, I was able to create this, and let me show you how that runs. Let me click on run. And it basically gives you a script for a call center. This is made for a call center employee, so they don't even have to remember their name. You can write in their name. So it says, hello, this is Birol. Can you please provide your first and last name? You enter the customer's information here. You hit next, and it walks you through these steps one by one. So this is actually a program that you could write in a couple months, but with this, you could actually do this in a couple days, maybe in a day, if you know exactly what you're doing. And but we teach you these. After 6-7 months, you'll be able to very skillfully, you'll be able to do all of this. And I hope that this was helpful. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that it was great. Getting to actually see it in action and what it looks like whenever you're moving through the screens in the different areas within Salesforce. This isn't something that most people get an inside view of unless you're attending what I jokingly refer to as YouTube University, where you're watching videos on trying to teach yourself something, which it's hard to kind of follow maybe a specific learning curriculum or get the appropriate building blocks, right, for the knowledge from YouTube. Uh, I know we all try to learn a little bit of something. We've all taught ourselves something on there at one point or another. But getting to see it in action, getting to walk through with a leader, an administrator, professor, through each step, what it looks like building the appropriate foundation. I really appreciate you for sharing that with us because I personally hadn't seen several steps that you walked through and what it looked like as far as creating a customer interaction and a record for them. So that was really insightful for me. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah, I think that is the most attractive part of Salesforce between or among other CRMs. That is having less coding and having the target of no coding in the future. So it gives idea, okay, with the less coding, then I will be doing more things.
Yes. And
yeah, absolutely.
This is actually not saying that there's you're going to be able to write codes to do things a lot faster than this. I mean, this is a program that you can write without codes, but there will be situations where you need to write a couple lines of codes, which
Definitely,
is a lot faster than doing it this way. Oh, of course, it depends on the company you work for. Sometimes they might want you to do it this way, then you'll be equipped to do either. So you can do it with flow, or you can do it with writing codes. So
yes.
Yeah, it's great to have that exposure, and the beauty of Salesforce is its customability, right? Its customization for each company that you're working for, organization. So being able to utilize different skills, different variations of your skills within the same platform is really exciting. I obviously I have not gotten a Salesforce certification myself. Are there certain maybe skills that you should have before you search out a Salesforce certification? Or is there any base knowledge that's good to have? Or can anyone really, as long as they have the time or dedication, jump in and learn this themselves?
Yeah, regarding certification, Salesforce has different types of certifications. For example, it has administrator certification, it has developer certification, or for the architect level as well. Different certifications are there. As you start learning Salesforce, after 2-3 months, easily you will be able to, we can say, eligible to take the administrator certificates. And these certifications, as Vice Quarter, we are guiding. And Salesforce itself, also through Trailhead, it has guidance. Anyone wishing to have this certificate without any education background, they can go through. Then they can have these certifications unless you learn how to what is Salesforce and those steps. Then you can have the certificates, and after having certificate, you can start applying for the jobs. For these certificates, Salesforce is having we can say partnership in some companies, and they do online. They have specific, we can say, every time you can take it, you can register, you can make the payment. Then when the time comes, online, live, you enter the certification exam, and immediately you get the response of your result. And these exams are not very difficult. If you carry on these kind of boot camps, easily you will be able to obtain it. Maybe Mr. Birol can add more details. He might be having more information. Yeah.
Well, we are actually going to be starting on the 15th of January, and for the new batch. And I actually suggest everyone to sign in, even for a couple of weeks. And the first couple of weeks is going to be free, so you can join in and find out what exactly Salesforce is and how you can actually, if you can get used to, I'll be honest, it's not going to be easy for somebody who can't sit in front of a computer for hours and hours. This is not a job for you if you're not going to be comfortable in front of a computer. But if you're comfortable, because the new age, this is how it is now. You must be able to sit in front of a computer for hours. If you're able to do that, join us on the 15th, and for, like I said, a couple weeks at least, and then you'll see what Salesforce is, how you can use it, and there's, like we mentioned before, there's a lot of opportunities, especially in the United States, for you to get a job, and after 6-7 months, you'll be able to do many of the things that I showed you and many more, and that's what I can tell you about what Salesforce does and how you can actually learn it.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal opportunity to be able to have a career change, a completely new career path within such a short period of time. I know that if anyone who's looking at the job market right now, if you're on any job hosting sites or searching sites, you're going to find a lot of Salesforce administrators, Salesforce development. I know there's been a lot of impact right in the technology fields in the last maybe 6 months as far as companies making changes. So you're seeing a lot of these positions pop up in areas that maybe they hadn't been available before. And to invest in yourself and create an opportunity to support maybe yourself, your family, advance your career so quickly and have such a diverse opportunity in different roles that you can implement that in such a short period of time. Anyone who wants to take advantage of those first few weeks definitely should get an idea of if it's something you'd like to commit into, if you feel confident that that's a career path you'd like to take. That's a wonderful opportunity to present to people to have the opportunity to view what it looks like behind the scenes in the learning environment and see if it's a good fit for them. So that's really great that Wise Quarter's offering that.
Somebody's asking about the passing score, about the certification. You need to score 39 out of, you need to actually get 39 answers correct out of 60 questions. And just so everybody knows, if you look even like to job listings, you'll see that some of these listings don't even require you to get a certification. If you know what you're doing, if you have knowledge about Salesforce, like I did a couple of years ago, I taught myself, and then I actually said, I want to learn this like fully. I want to learn everything I can about this. That's why I joined the bootcamp. But I was able to do the tasks that any Salesforce administrator or developer can do without with the knowledge, without the certification. But I was able to join the bootcamp. It added a lot of information to me, and I was able to. I didn't know Salesforce was this big, and this is actually a great platform because there's a lot of job opportunity, job path you can take. Not only that, you can become a developer after 6-7 months. You can also become even architect, like a business analyst. There's a lot of career paths you can choose, and in order to go through that career path, of course, you need certifications, and certifications are done through Salesforce. They actually will let you take their exams, and after you pass the exam, you will be certified. I see that Dervish Hocam joined us. Maybe
Welcome.
Join in the conversation.
Welcome, Mr. Dervish. How are you?
Sorry for coming late. Actually, I gave a break to my class, and I did my best to catch you guys. So now I'm in the break. Actually, I have like about 15-20 minutes to have that nice conversation with you. My students are waiting for me because teaching are always is there, and we have to teach, we have to learn. There are a lot of things to learn and also teach around. So it's kind of little busy. People are trying to learn this Salesforce in 6 months. And actually, when I saw our students are improving that much quickly, I'm becoming too, it's make me too happy actually. Yeah. So just Mr. Birol say that they are learning like in 6 months they become a Salesforce developer. That is true. Like in 6 months you get very good career. Like you get very good job title at least. You finish in university for 4 years, then you do master. Like me, now I am doing a PhD. And after all of this, before Salesforce, there wasn't any job title for me. I finished a master. It's my second master actually. Then I did a PhD. I'm like close to graduate from my PhD. And when I had get a question from my family, especially my father, and he says, "What are you doing?" I couldn't answer what I'm doing. But when I met the Salesforce, now at least I have a title, Salesforce developer. And after all of this, it's been like 1.5 years. About 2 years actually that I am a Salesforce developer. I'm working for a company in USA as a Salesforce developer on a project especially. Since I'm doing PhD, I'm not working a lot on that project, but little by little they give me some task and I'm contributing the project, which is make me very happy actually. And also I'm PhD students here in Arlington, University of Arlington. And as I said, since I am at like close to the graduate, that's why I'm going to the graduate from my PhD. But otherwise, I don't have any plan with my PhD. But the good things what I did, I talked to my professor and I bring my research area close to the Salesforce. Now that is actually very good because I do artificial intelligence on the CRM. So what kind of tools you can, connect to the CRM? They already have a lot of tools like in Salesforce Einstein. So we are trying to, for companies to connect some artificial intelligence tools to the CRM to, give them better data analyze. So they have a lot of data, they collect a lot of data from their customer. But when it's come to analyze this data, there are very few tools. So in my research, I'm doing some things on that part, which is also now it's when I combine my job title to do my research, it's helped me a lot. So yeah, this is Salesforce, and it's very nice for people to have a job title at least after all of that.
So that's actually great, right? We have a professor working in Vice Quarter, and so that should be very encouraging for a lot of people who are joining in. They should jump in and start enrolling right away.
Yeah. What's good with Vice Quarter also? I'm at the same time a mentor, working as a mentor or having service as a mentor in Vice Quarter. At the same time, I'm working as a developer. Like whoever are students, so we are trying to guide them properly, how to prepare their certification exams, how to arrange their LinkedIn profiles, each and everything. So it is a good opportunity for the students who are really attaching themselves with the Vice Quarter. So they have right people for reaching their goal.
Yeah, actually, we are living in the informations area. So you can find information everywhere. If you have a computer and internet, you can get that all information you needed. But the problem is with learning all of this information, there's a lot of information. You cannot pick what you needed. Like if even in Salesforce, you pick a Salesforce title, Salesforce developer title, and you keep searching what is Salesforce developer, still there's a lot of information to learn. You broaden your search area to the Salesforce developer, and you're doing searching, there's 1,000 of tools to learn. So with the help of Vice Quarter, so what we are doing, we bring that environment, we narrow down what they needed for Salesforce developer, at least for senior level or junior or beginner level, like at least for that that part, we make like, especially when we have a instructor meeting, I am requesting from all of our instructor to teach like things at the same level. For example, in our interview prepare questions, prepare class, like our interview prepare instructor is teaching what they learned the week before, not something else. So all of these things, and for our other classes, we all going at the same time together, and only we narrow down the information they needed, not any kind of information, just what they needed. And we show them how to, as my friend said, just how to prepare for their certification exam, how to be ready for the interviews itself. Even you know a lot of information, you learn everything, but if you cannot tell the person who interviewed you, then it's for nothing. When you did not explain yourself, when you couldn't sell your information, what you have, but you just carry that information, but it's not helping you. So as a vice quarter, we teach them all of this, how to, which information they needed. We provide that information to them in a system, like user-friendly system, to teach them in 6 months. And that is very, it looks like very long time, but it's not. When you are doing a master, or you're doing like you getting a degree, you give your 4 years, 2 years to get that degree. So, but in 6 months, you get a very good job title with very high payments, and you become a Salesforce developer or admin. If you see you cannot be Salesforce developer, it's for me is like usually for our students when they start, they all graduated as a Salesforce developer. But there are a couple of friends, they said, okay, at least we will try it as a Salesforce admin or business analyst, so they can go also that way. Yeah.
Dervish Hocam, can you share some of your experience, like with as far as like what kind of students you had to teach Salesforce to, and can anybody learn Salesforce? Maybe you can share.
Actually, we have any level of students. Like there is no low level or high level. We have from any level. So, and they all are learning. At the end of course, they all are almost at the same level. The only things, the people who have a little bit background or have some information on the IT, they study a little bit less. And the people who don't have that background, they have to study harder. So what is happening here? They all like, I just helped one of my students with his task for the interview. After the first interview, they give him a very long task. And just like 3 months ago, when I teaching him Apex, he was complaining, there is a lot of things on Apex. How will you learn all of this? Then when JavaScript said one more language, HTML, CSS, another language, these are many things. But when I see what he did in his code, in his task, he just had very little problems. I just helped him to solve these little problems, like bugs in his code. And he was able to do this long task. Then I asked him at the end of meeting, I said, you see, just 3 months ago, what you were saying, now which level you are in? He was saying that I can't believe myself what I'm doing. Yeah, he write Apex trigger, which is like a main topic in Salesforce. He write and trigger, then he write and batch classes. These are very good topics, and one LWC component. So he was able to write all of this after 3 months.
Nice. That's great.
And I have a students like they cannot, they are not familiar with the keyboard, So these people, they write more, like they practice more.
So that's why probably Salesforce is very popular, right?
Yeah, that's why like anyone can learn, but people without background or without, if they don't like being in front of the computer at all, so I don't suggest them to come, because for at least for 6 months, 1 year, until they got the job, for sure they will spending like 10 hours, 12 hours a day in front of the computer. If his people enjoying outside and he cannot sit down that long, so don't start the course. But if you are hardworking and you can sit down in front of the computer for a long time, then this is for you. You can do it. You can learn it. Okay.
Well, this is the age that we are in. Before you joined in, I was saying the same thing about, you need to be able to sit down in front of a computer. And but this is how it's done. Things are done nowadays because you can't. I mean, every job requires some kind of a computer. You need actually to be able to sit in front of a computer for hours. So,
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd have to say
definitely.
that's.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, please carry on. Yeah, sure.
No, it's sort of the beauty of the job too, though, whether it be Salesforce or any technology, is you do have a computer, but that means your work can be wherever you are in most cases. The majority of companies are going remote. So if you need to be out of state, out of the city, you want to travel and be different places, you have the opportunity to still take your work with you and be able to do it in different locations, as long as you're comfortable being in front of a computer and doing that job. So while the structure is there and it's great to learn, and it is a commitment, you have to be willing to sit in front of a computer, which sounds like silly to be a difficult commitment, right? To sit in front of something, but some people like to get up and move around a lot. I think the beauty of the job is being able to take it wherever you want to go. So I'm a remote worker myself. If I want to work here, if I want to work in another state, if I'd like to travel abroad, wherever it is, as long as you have a laptop, you can take your work with you. And that flexibility is great to have. And most companies offer that these days.
Yeah. I have many friends that are doing that. They change the countries every few months.
Nice.
Even myself, last summer I was traveling a lot. I done most of my job while traveling on the airports in different city each time, and it was nice, having that opportunity. This is the good things with the IT. Most of IT jobs is like that. Like at least you can get a very long, holidays from your company and do the job. Even the company required you to be in state or, hybrid. So you still can get very, like, if you need a month outside of state, then they will help you with that, and you can go and get your computer, just help them from outside.
Yeah, I think I can give example from my life, my experience. Before starting as a developer, I changed two more jobs. I tried two more different other than IT. First, I was working in garden, apple. I was collecting in the garden field. I went. So from morning 6 o'clock till in the evening 7 o'clock, almost 9-10 hours, I was running, and then just once in a week the holiday. So when I come home, I was just lying down till morning, and the next day wake up and then go. I said, it will not possible. I cannot do this work. Then I entered in one restaurant. I start as I didn't know anything about I start like we say it like a barman then. So again, from morning till 4 o'clock, then another, then in the evening till 12 o'clock, nighttime. Then between 4 hours, I had afternoon break. Then I start my course in these 4 hours, like my morning shift and the evening shift. So 10 hours I was working as like in the restaurant, like barman, yeah, same. So these 4 hours I was sitting online classes like this, and then nighttime I studied additionally. Then 2 jobs at the same time, then going course and then working. But after 7 months, right after finishing the course, before taking my I took the admin test, admin certificate. Before taking my developer certificate, I found a job. Then I left my that job. Right now, I'm sitting at home from morning till evening, just from Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday free. Now I'm relaxed. So this is the changes, yeah. This is the changes in our life. It gives. But definitely, without working, without concentration, without studying, really giving effort, nothing comes. And if you are really thinking that I will do this work, you have to sit and study and then give effort and give time. Definitely, dedication is needed.
Yeah, 80% of our students they are working people. So they learn Salesforce like in their nighttime, usually after their jobs. So most of like 80% at least are the people who are working. So these people are able to learn. So the other people, like there are very few students, they said we don't have time, but at least they come to the classes. They don't miss any classes. They cannot practice. So after they graduated for 1-2 months, they do some practices and then go into the market.
Especially if you're in the United States, for example, you have a morning class, I mean the afternoon class, and also a nighttime class. But the morning class is in Turkish, and the nighttime class is in English. We actually going to be delivering this in 2 languages, right?
Yes. So for as you said, we have like morning classes in Turkish and night classes in English. And the good things, we keep all of this recording. You even you miss like the live classes. We push our students to come to the live classes because I think it's better environment to learn. But if like the time is not good for you, then you miss the classes. Then we have a system called LMS, and from that system you can find every record it's been taught in the classes, like everything in the classes with the materials and everything. This is actually the good things with the course. You can find, as I said before, any of this from anywhere, but we put all the in the systematic way to teach you.
And it is in order too. I mean, if you were to look for this information, I'm sure you can find it in YouTube or any other sources, but it's not in order, and it's done by different people. So some are good, some aren't so good. So it can be very frustrating for students to find the correct information, the way that they can understand it. And we have a system in LMS where it's structured in a certain order, in the order that you follow it, you will be able to cover all of the things that you need to learn about Salesforce.
Yeah, and I have some people that when they search about something and they start hating it because they get wrong information from wrong sources, and they think it's something they cannot do it, and they hate that job or that thing. So when someone correct people teach you that in a systematic way, then you just learn it.
Exactly. Excellent. Michelle, are there any questions?
We are just talking between.
No, I think we covered it.
We actually hijacked the whole.
No, this is great. This is great.
I have
the whole conversation.
Dervish Hocam, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I think you are left. Where are you? So I told them 15 minutes. It's been about 20 minutes. So I have to leave actually. If you continue to do your conversation, thank you for having me.
Duty calls.
I have to leave. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, that wasn't a hijack at all. Actually, we've covered every question that I've had just in conversation, which is fantastic. As far as why getting into IT, for the flexibility, right? For the flexibility of good income, good support system, like within your family, the flexibility of where you live and work, what roles you can have, whether it be developing or analysts, administrator. All of those opportunities are available to you.